I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to Chicago.
So that's why, guys, we're gonna do a little bit of a memoriam. So if anybody can just give us like a couple of 30 seconds of silence for Rodimus, because he's getting on a plane, so he could die there, and he's going to Chicago, which he can also die there as well.
I love morbid jokes, except when they're about my mortality. So, no more morbid jokes.
30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds, guys.
No,
because if it happens, we already got this on tape. We don't gotta.
I'm not gonna fucking. What am I gonna fucking drive to Chicago? I have to fly.
You could drive.
No, but it's. I don't have a car because
You can rent one.
I'm not gonna rent a car. It's more expensive. It's more expensive and it's retarded. I want to be fucking hammered when I get there and hammered when I come back. There's no way I can.
What if your pilot decides that also? As he's getting on the plane,
No, I
want to be hammered when I get off this plane. I don't want to be hammered when I get off this plane.
Is that what happened in Germany?
Maybe. No, in Germany, the fucking guy was, I don't know what, I guess he was planning on just killing everybody or committing suicide. Because that's what happened. Like,
there's something much darker there that the CIA is.
No,
man. There's nothing darker than the fact that he's just depressed.
No, look.
Maybe there was an alien on board and they crashed the fucking plane, man. We don't know what happened. I don't fucking watch the news. I didn't even know that shit crashed until you guys said
it crashed and went into the Alps. Look, listen. This is what the French authorities have stated. They've said that
frogs
in the recording.
You can very distinctly.
They stated that we lose wars. All of them.
You can very faintly hear.
If it's not an armada, we're no good at it.
Or we surrender.
Oh no,
that's the French use.
No, that's what happened. He surrendered the plane to the Alps. That's he's like, nope, that's it. I give up.
Oh my. Look, we're so PC.
It was a German airplane. It was a German co-pilot. This is what happened, according to the French authorities. This is what they had so far.
So he got three quarters of the way there, and then he just fucking torpedoed the thing.
Yeah,
just like the Germans.
This is. So this is what happened. They're saying that on the planes that are internal recording equipment, they can hear the pilot leaving the cabin and then coming back and not being able to enter the cabin because the door was locked. Like they say that they can hear the gradual, like he's knocking at first, and then he's knocking again, and then
wait, you mean the co-pilot or the actual?
No, the actual plane pilot.
And who was the one driving the co-pilot?
Oh, so it was the co-pilot that was out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, it was the co-pilot.
Okay, so don't be coming in here dirtying that motherfucker's name.
The co-pilot began a gradual descent into
the Alps.
The Alps. And
into a wall.
They say that this might have been due to the fact that he didn't want to alarm people, because people can be heard talking up into a couple of seconds very calmly, right before the recording.
It's like, oh my god, the Alps are getting really close.
Yeah, so I don't think people realized that they were going to die, like until it happened. That's so
very rarely
fucked up.
People do.
So that's what they're saying about this plane that crashed into the Alps.
This is going to be the kind of thing where like Spanish people are going to be like, "Oh, I'm never flying a plane again."
Yo, it could be. Look, it got me scared.
I don't know. It's just a lot. There's a lot we don't know. That's all I'm saying. It could have been something else. Like, oh, he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna jiggle this. Why didn't he Chuck Norris that shit open? Like, keep the fucking door. Like, nigga, you're gonna die. It seems like being polite should go right out the fucking.
He's
window.
knocking on the door like,
yeah, no, but they
are you guys okay in there?
That's what
I don't know. Look, all I'm saying till we get all the facts, man.
Keep going.
I thought it was the police, man.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. For some reason, like,
seriously, yo, police knocks are always so authoritative.
Yeah, like, they have authority.
Yeah, man, why?
Because they're the authorities.
Just what? Because they passed the test and they gave him a gun?
Because you need them, man. You won't be able to.
Yeah, see, it doesn't work.
To take care of yourself.
No.
Okay. Well,
Oh, perdón.
No, absolutely not. Don't like strangers in here. Then they peek your shit and they come back and rob you.
Yeah, you're casing the joint.
I feel like that's why I was like one of the few people when I lived in Buffalo, like in the hood, that didn't get robbed. That was like from out of town. Like I didn't fucking just randomly flash my shit.
I don't.
Like, through the window, out the door.
When I was in Binghamton,
I belonged in the place.
When I was in Binghamton, the biggest problem we had was the townies coming and raiding our parties and just beating people up and robbing people.
Yo, that's so annoying. Why does that always happen? Why can't people just party? Like, I
Because
wish...
it's ugly guys. It's the ugly guy at the party who's getting no
Should I
attention.
put the pizza there or should I put it in the kitchen?
You should put it in our freaking bellies.
Do it.
Right there.
We're men. This is our podcast. We can eat. That was incredibly sexist.
No, that wasn't sexist. You hang out with too many feminists.
You're like the least.
You made a statement. You made a statement. We are men. Were we not?
Yeah,
That is-
seriously.
yeah.
It's okay. You can have balls. Testosterone's okay. It's surging through your body.
I know.
Testosterone.
Surgeon Sergio.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
That
that.
was my nickname as a freshman in college. That's a horrible roommate. He's a Long Island dude that pledged Sammy. He called me Splurge and Surge. Which
Splurge.
is not inaccurate, but
Did you splurge?
Does anybody else want another?
No.
What exactly did you splurge on, sir?
You want one? You want?
well, you know, the privacy.
Sir, do you want the other beer?
I'm good.
The privacy of what?
I have in a dorm. Shit.
Oh.
I grew up like my whole family.
Also, he was hating because you was balling.
Yeah.
That's not.
Well,
yo,
this dude was balling, man. He had this girl like doing his homework for him.
That's what happens
His dad was an
nowadays.
executive at like a major beer company. He had like all the merchandise. And
Him
stuff.
now?
Hmm?
He's a.
No, his dad was.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh my god. This was
Twist
literally one
off.
of the worst human beings like I've ever met. Like he was one of the few guys I know that was like literally like hooked on weed. Like he would smoke
Wait,
the
was
sex
it worse
girl.
than that lady? The lady you
What's
met,
wrong
that
with
you
that?
met at the weed pub?
Until I met that woman,
What's so
this was
wrong
the
with
worst guy that I've ever met.
Sergio?
That guy.
I'm serious. He would okay. So he would leave on Napoleon Dynamite or Anchorman on DVD, and he would leave that shit on all night on the DVD menu. So I would just hear the music from the fucking DVD menu all night, and he wouldn't want to turn it
Oh,
off.
that's the worst, yo.
So annoying.
I hate that because it's always a loop, and then you get annoyed, like music-wise.
The
I'll be like,
Napoleon Dynamite DVD is like a loop of like some shitty little keyboard music, like high pitched.
That movie's fucking terrible. There I
whoa,
said it.
whoa,
It's fucking terrible. I will not fucking
whoa,
vote for Sergio. That movie's stupid.
whoa.
They're doing it right. That's what I feel about that guy. Alright, so introduce yourself.
Our guest today is this pizza. But no, my name's Garrett. How you guys doing?
And I guess what were we going to talk about, like the weight loss journey and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just want to talk about the weight loss journey because I know you weren't always as buff as you are now, and I know he wasn't always as skinny as he is now.
Trying to say I'm not buff?
No.
Yo, he is just the right way to like shit on your whole soul.
He's like, hold on. Defecation.
wait, let me put my pants down real quick as I shit on your name.
Like I truly believe I know that it's not an easy road because I've also lost weight, but I've also put it back on, and it has to do with the fact that like I just haven't stayed committed. Like I know that like right now like I'm eating fucking a pizza. You know what I mean? Like if I was strict about the things that I like put into my body, I wouldn't be eating any of this. But like I think that's the thing that bothers me the most about people that make it harder than it has to be. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that sit there and be like, no, but it's so hard. And then like they get all emotional. Like that's one of the things that I hate the most about The Biggest Loser, right? It's like I hate that because it's like you really have to go on national TV for you because that's like a way to guilt trip yourself into losing weight. I always thought, right? You know what I'm saying? Like because then you have all these people. You're like, oh, I can't go in front of national TV and stay fat. You know what I mean? Like,
I have to lose
I
weight.
gotta lose weight now. Shit.
Otherwise, I look like an asshole.
I just think that everybody's like journey is different, like, and the journey being life, right? So I was bigger. I was overweight. Like I was like almost 200 pounds, and like I always wanted to like be like in good shape. You know, I would try a bunch of different things, insanity, all these things, but it was hard to control my eating habits to stay committed. And then like, I went through a bunch of things like in my personal life, and then I kind of made a decision. I was like, well, I can either be a bitch and accept the cards that were dealt to me,
No, it's
or
true.
I could be a fucking man and handle my business. And that's what I did. And diets don't work. I'll tell you that right now. Diets do not work. You have to make a lifestyle change. You have to change your lifestyle.
Yep.
And that's what I did. So I think that people who get emotional about like their weight loss and all that stuff, it just means that they haven't made you can't really help that. I wanted to look good naked.
Right.
Follow me on Look Good Naked on Instagram.
Shameless plug.
@ Look Good Naked _ and I'll train you. You can DM me, all that stuff. But no, like it's you have to make that decision. What are your fitness goals? Or what are your life goals? Like if I didn't do this, like I didn't really do it for health. I did it for vain reasons.
Yeah.
Which like I'm gonna be honest, and that's perfectly fine. I did it for vain reasons, and then I kept it up. And then as I went along, you hit different goals, and you surpass your goals, and your goals will change.
When I was in high school, we had the weightlifting classes. I went to Stuyvesant or fancy like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher had like write down your fitness goals. And like this nerdy dude that played Dance Dance Revolution like all day, he just wrote down on a piece of paper, dance faster for longer. And the teacher accepted it like that's a valuable goal.
Yeah,
it is. Whatever your goal is valid because it's your fucking life. You are the captain of your fucking journey, and no one. It all starts with that choice. If you wake up one day and you truly decide, hey, I don't want to be fat, as opposed to just saying I don't want to be fat. Like my man, I eat what I want. I eat white rice and chicken every fucking day. I don't do portion control. I don't do portion control. Like when I eat what I eat, but there's a balance. I have mad greens. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not eating fucking processed foods. Like I can't even really handle processed food.
Yeah, right? After a while you start getting bogged down.
And then you get really dehydrated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have my cheat days where I eat whatever the fuck I like. I love cookies. And I know that I'm not a normal person. I can't have one cookie. I need to have all of them.
Yeah. Every single last one of them. Yo, that's fucked up, yo, because I remember growing up, I wasn't allowed cookies in my house.
Really?
Yeah, man. Imagine being 10 years old.
Terrible.
Dude. No, I wasn't allowed because I knew, like, my mom knew that I was a ravenous little piece of shit. And I saw cookies and, like, I must have them all.
No, definitely have like that Louis C.K. moment where, like, you know, when he has that bit where he talks about people like, oh, dude, just have a donut. You can't have a donut? Like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what it's like.
No, you don't know. Yeah, you don't know what it's like.
My parents used to get the family pack of Oreo cookies, and they would just let me eat whatever. My parents was the typical, eat whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. Just shut up. Just don't bother me. Yeah, don't bother me. So I remember the first time, like, I would eat fried chicken every day. I shit you not, and I haven't had fried chicken in so long.
Yo, I used
fried chicken every day. One day, it was like 5th or 6th grade. I start getting dizzy spells, right? They fucking
in 5th or 6th
grade, man. I start getting dizzy spells, and I definitely had titties, bro.
Definitely had titties. We just shook hands on titties.
So fucking, I get a dizzy spell, and they're like, I'm like, they were happening more and more frequent. I'm like, when I stand up,
did you win though? Did you win at the dizzy spells?
What do you mean?
Were you able? Like they would stop you and be like, all right, D-I-Z-Z-Y. Like, it's okay? You had it at the time?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a pun.
It's a pun.
Oh,
a shitty
It's a spelling bee.
Okay. I'm sorry.
They were
it totally went over my head. But
I'm sorry. Continue with your heartfelt story.
Yes, my heartfelt story. So the story actually gets worse, right? We go to the fucking doctor, and then the doctor she takes my blood pressure, and the doctor is the daughter of my babysitter when I was a kid, who was always so fucking hot, and she only got hotter, right? She's like 24, 25 at this point. She's so fucking bad. And in my eyes, this is the world's baddest bitch, right?
Yeah, of course.
So she's like, oh, he has really high blood pressure. And then she's like, what do you mean he has high blood pressure? She turns around, looks right at me, and she goes, you're fat. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was a little kid. My whole world came crashing down. I was like, what?
Yo.
She called me fat.
Yo, legit, that's like your mom telling you you're adopted. At that moment, you're like, no!
It was Bill Maher would approve of that.
Bro, I mean, what she told me, and I was like, man, you know what? Like, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to stop getting
now
dizzy
we
spells.
know why you're an asshole comic.
Well, yeah. It was that moment. Maybe that moment in time. She's like, she turned around. She said it in Spanish, "Ele obeso," and then she's like, "Ele gordo." And then she looked at me and said it again. Like she said it in 3 different ways, including English. The final one I will always remember is, "You're fat." She called me fucking fat. I was like, no. So then when I made my choice to weight loss, I was like, this will never happen to me again. I will be the guy who can't wait to take his fucking shirt off. So fuck that, like, and like, cause people always judge you.
That's always like the apex or like the turning point. like where you say to yourself, "Yo, I want to take my shirt off." Blah blah blah. Like for me, that was like I feel fucking all my life. It's been like a thing. I don't want to take off my shirt. Like, I'm just gonna keep it off. You know, because you're always like double guessing yourself. Because there's always somebody talking.
Man, always. And people do the weirdest things. Like even like when I started getting into shape, like I went to DR and I was hanging out with a bunch of my cousins who are like definitely not in any kind of shape.
Because they're from DR, bro. You know how many calories you burn just being in the sun in a hot, big DR sun?
He was a fucking tank of a man, the guy that I'm talking about, right? So, and not only that, and then he was kind of cheap, whatever. But anyway, so
what does that have to do with anything?
Well, I don't know. It pissed me off.
Why are you
cheap?
Wait, why are you?
And I felt like I had to put him on blast for
Why are you calling this man's like money into question? Well, that's not nice.
Because we could do another segment on that.
It's like, this motherfucker was so cool.
When we get my LB Jorge as a guest on the podcast, my first impression of him, because he also lost a shit ton of weight.
Yeah, he definitely did. And now he looks like fucking Eric from True Blood.
Nah, but you know what pisses me off?
Those are the best transformations.
You know what pisses me off? Ones. I commend
people. Those are the highest rated episodes from like.
Yeah, that's great. That's interrupting people are great.
Because fuck you. That's why.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No, but you know what? It pisses me off when people are all like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose weight." Blah blah blah. I'm gonna lose weight, and then every single like goal that they've reached is Instagram, Facebook party.
Yeah.
Everyone's invited. Like, yo, by the way, I lost half a pound. What's good?
Leg day. Shitty inspirational quote at the
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Leg day probably like did like 5 squats with like 20 pounds on their back, and they're like leg day.
But those are the fucking assholes that I'm waiting for the machine and they're like this. I'm like, how many more sets you got? I got 2 more, guys. Fuck. I'm posting my journey.
So I'm asking this because I have like not the strongest arms, but my legs are fucking built as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always walked a lot since I was a kid. I always had a giant ass book bag to this day. And I feel like even though I didn't necessarily do leg workouts, my leg muscles are still fucking huge compared to other people's. Does that have anything to do with having walked a lot when I was a kid?
Probably, yeah.
Well, yeah, muscle memory's there, obviously.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, those are your biggest muscles, period.
Yeah,
like your legs.
Like, you release a lot of, like, hormones when you work out your legs.
Yeah, especially if you do it at high, like...
This is why I like big girls, because they always have the biggest, juiciest calves.
You like that? You like big
oh.
No,
I should have known that he liked it because he said big juicy.
Big juicy. I just want to, like, what goes in like this.
You're alone there, buddy.
No.
But let me tell you real quickly about my cousin before we jump into anything else.
Okay.
So we're in DR, we're all hanging out, we're having a good time, we're drinking, and then my aunt says, "Oh my God, Junior, you're in really good shape, right?" My dad's name is also Rob. She's like, "Yo, Junior, you're in really good shape." Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I want to change the topic off my body. I don't want to fucking talk
Focus
about me.
on your body.
So then my dad right away wants to say something. Yeah, you know, that's fucking the broth of meal shillelagh kind of thing. So fucking my cousin is just staring at me, and he's a cow, right? So he's like fucking staring at me and go, yeah. He's like, you got strong arms, or your chest should be bigger, man. And I'm just like, what?
You're right.
That was such a mean comment. Like, I didn't fucking say that you had fucking tits. That your tits are bigger than your fucking girlfriend. Yes!
Oh, I thought you meant like big in the sense like he was built as fuck.
No, he
like
wasn't.
A big girth.
So where does he get off?
This makes more. Yeah, this makes a lot.
He felt uncomfortable because it was his mom who said something.
So he's jealous as fuck, yo. You should have gone up to him and taken your shirt off, yo.
I was already with my shirt off.
Wait.
We were sitting in DR. We were in DR.
It was in
We
DR.
were in the beach.
What the fuck was that? Like, it's a prerequisite of DR? Like, you get off the plane and you're like, well, I'm in DR.
Bro, I don't even pack shirts for DR.
Fuck that. What the fuck is that?
Just my passport.
He was in DR.
Which is like a Ferrari. That's how you pick up bitches. It's blue. It's blue, baby. It says America.
Oh, God.
Shit.
Yo, isn't the DR passport like burgundy?
It's blue now. It's blue now.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they upgraded?
They changed it, yeah. It's blue.
But, alright, so what are the most annoying people then on Instagram? Because you guys talk about like Instagram and like.
Oh, mister, I burned 500 calories tonight, and then you go and see him like 2 days later. He's at the bar drinking like 10 beers. And it's like, oh, great carbo loading, right? Yeah.
No,
definitely.
right. For me, I think it's the girls that mislabel themselves, that try so hard.
But Instagram model.
No, this is the thing that pisses me off about women sometimes. Like, just because you say something enough times
Doesn't make it true.
Doesn't make it true. Like, there's this one girl in particular, right, that my girl put me on. Like, it's a friend of hers.
It's a big ass
She
slice
calls-
of pizza.
No, she's
Nah,
not.
yo.
She calls herself skinny thick. Right? This is what she calls herself.
You mean she just thick?
A word like that would only exist in the era of social media.
Of course, skinny thick. But the term skinny thick, because my girl, like, asked me, she goes, what does this mean? Like, what is that? What is this, like, some new ratchet term that I'm not aware of?
Most likely.
And I was like, yeah. So she goes, all right, so what does it mean? And I explained to her, I was like, well, skinny thick mostly refers to, like, a girl that has, like, little to no stomach with, like, abnormally big waist. And she has, like, the fucking, the thighs to go with that waist. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they call, like, a skinny thick kind of girl. And then she goes, all right, so do you think she's that? And I go, no, not at all. Like, she's definitely not that. First of all, she's still got a gut, so that's already, like, you're not skinny. You don't even, like, fit into the first category of that fucking term.
I don't know, I feel like...
So, like, what's more, but my thing is, like, what's more annoying is somebody who, like, chronicles their journey every step of the way, their journey, quote unquote, because most of the times people don't, like...
It's not a journey. It's a 2-week stint.
Yeah, it's a 2-week thing, and everybody just kind of forgets about it. Or the people that mislabel themselves, trying to, in desperation, trying to be something.
To be honest with you, I don't believe in labels. So whatever you call yourself, that's what the fuck you are, honestly. In my eyes. Like, I know I sound really hippie when I say that, but it's true. I don't believe in labels. So whatever the fuck you think you are that. Because you create your own reality, right?
Right.
To me, the most...
But she's never gonna be a skinny thick.
That's fine, but if
She's
she wants to categorize herself as skinny thick, in my mind, I'm fucking Superman. I'm invincible. I'm immortal, my man. Until I'm proven otherwise, I am immortal, right? So whatever. Like, if she wants to be skinny thick, even though she's like whack, that's fine. But
Even though she's whack. I didn't say she was whack. I just
well,
said
she described her as whack.
All right.
Described her as whack.
So everybody's so fat equals whack, and my brother's mind.
You really are down. I don't think it was about, like, getting your shirt off. I think it was just self-loathe. Like, you just really hated yourself at that moment. You're like, nah, fuck that shit.
Maybe.
Because you don't like fat people. Do you?
No, I don't have a problem with fat people.
I do.
I don't have a problem.
See, that was the segue. That was the segue into a conversation where we can, like, chubby hate. Be like, I hate it so much.
Nah, I don't chubby hate. Like, I don't have a problem with big people.
Nah, yo, you know what? I like fat people that are happy being fat. Like, they know they're gonna die. Like, you know?
You know they go
I don't have a problem with I don't, like, honestly, I'm not attracted to, like, bigger girls. That's it.
Alright, so
It hasn't stopped me from banging a few of them.
alright, so let me take this a step further, right? Medically speaking, we're all doctors, right, in this room. We all went to, like, medical school. We all have our degrees, right?
So my resume says.
Right. So you look at Serge's resume. It's like I went to the school of
doctors.
Alright, so I went to University of Phoenix Medical School.
What you do? Walk in?
So my thing is like, alright, so you like, there's a movement going on now, like where like the self-acceptance thing, like where I'm just fat, bro. I'm just gonna be fat. Like that's just who I am. That's what I'm just gonna be. So my thing is like, there's a lot of like health risks that are associated with being overweight and obesity, right? Mm-hmm. So medically, from a medical standpoint, it's not the healthiest lifestyle to live, and it also does take away years from your life.
Yeah.
My only problem with that is fine. If you want to be a fucking fat fuck, fine. But then my taxpayer money got to go to that.
Yeah, fuck that.
No, but that's what I was gonna say. Like so we're all doctors now, right? And then an overweight person or morbidly obese person, because like 30% of Americans are morbidly obese. Mm-hmm. Not just like
a huge number.
That's why the CDC wanted to call obesity.
It is a huge number.
An epidemic in the United States.
It's fucking embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing, bro. So he walks into your office and he's like, "Oh, doctor, I got all these things. What can you do for me?" And like, you're a professional now, so you have to avoid being very blunt and being like, "Well, because you're fucking obese, you have a lot of these fucking issues because you fucking can't keep your mouth closed for more than like, I'm guessing, an hour."
It can't be like well, actually, the one who called me fat.
I still remember.
She was
I last saw her
She
about...
does sound sexy, Marisa.
Yo, bro, I last saw her about 6 or 7 years ago
Is she
at my
still
daughter's
hot?
funeral. May God rest her soul. I mean, his soul. God.
She was still hot.
God, she had like a 10-year-old daughter, and I think she was recently divorced. Yo, let's make bad decisions together. Let's make bad. If she's watching this, I don't know if you watch podcasts, but if you do, I'm ready to make some bad decisions.
What if she's going?
Thank you for changing my life. Is what you should say.
Yeah, she changed my life.
And that's the thing about like.
Well, actually, she didn't really change my life. It bothered me for a long time, but I've had women say way worse shit than
Well,
that to me.
you
So.
physically changed your
No, but
form,
it's
right?
something that like
Not really.
that you
To be
remember.
honest, I was like,
remember that shit.
Like I remembered it. Like
Because it had an impact then. If you remember.
I mean, I wasn't like brolic as a kid. Like I started like working out really and got in shape like a year and a half ago. Like she
me too.
didn't have like that much of an impact. Don't gas this bitch up.
Yeah.
You're just a hot hoe who happened to fucking hurt my feelings.
Destroy
Like,
my
mad
heart.
with me. Like,
So much for bad decisions.
Yeah, right. So much.
Yeah.
You spoke so highly of
But that is the thing, because they're honestly like, in case there are any like big women that haven't turned off the podcast at this point, like I legitimately think that big girls can be sexy.
Right.
Like I've been with girls who are like twice my size, like something can be pretty hot, and it doesn't necessarily mean like somebody could be a weightlifter, and have like a BM, like it depends, be healthy, but like I like to be in a relationship with somebody. It's like, man, if like in 20 years, like what kind of health problems are you gonna have?
Right.
Like, you're big and beautiful now.
It's a concern.
But, like,
Well,
I don't know,
it's a
I
legitimate
would say,
concern.
It is.
to be honest with you,
That's the thing. Is like don't
I
make
get,
it.
to be honest with you, I just get
it-
interrupted again.
Fuck you.
And it's not just a beast. And this is my dad talking to my dad's like a real freaking like logical spot kind of dude. It's like it's not just obesity, but all sorts of health issues.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what he brought to me. So it's kind of cold, but it's like you gotta prepare for like the relationship, like the decades of
Yeah.
effects of your lifestyle. So if you smoke, you gotta be ready for that. If you're a marathon runner, like there's health issues with that.
Yeah.
If you're an MMA fighter, there's health issues, or an NFL player, like you're gonna have health issues. You know,
You gotta.
if you're a nurse, if you're an EMT, if you're a military,
You're gonna be exposed to like all kinds of like. Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
for
Like
every lifestyle.
the whole obese thing, the whole being overweight thing is a legitimate concern.
Man, I would
And
shut
that's
that down right now.
No, but that's something that bothers me with this whole acceptance thing.
No,
because that gets
you know what?
overlooked.
In the same respect, right? I would treat it the same way that a drunk would come in or someone who had emphysema would come in. I'm sorry, but you chose this life. You chose to put those cigarettes in your mouth. You chose to drink those alcoholic beverages. The same shit. It's just a drug.
Yeah, because food addiction is a real thing. I don't know, man. Like, people have their own struggles, and I'm sorry. Like, at the end of the day, people don't understand, and this is gonna sound really dark. You are fucking alone. You are alone.
No, it's
You are utterly alone, and you have to be fucking comfortable with that fact. The only one who can help you is you. A doctor can fucking do that operation where he cuts your stomach out, like half your stomach,
No, but
that
that's
gastro bypass, and you will still get big again because it will
Yeah.
stretch out. You have to make a fucking choice.
I know somebody who got big again after that.
Yeah, my sister used to date a guy who she told me, oh, he had. One day I said to her, like not jokingly, I was like, man, this dude is fat as fuck.
Yeah.
He really should get gastro bypass. He's like, yo, he had one. Wow. Yo, he stretched his stomach out. Like,
Yeah,
that's
of course.
beast.
No, but yeah, like
It happens.
you can't. It's a health concern because it's just the same situation when you're a meth head or a crackhead.
Yeah, you gotta.
You
make
know,
a decision.
you got to make a decision. Are
but
you
like,
going
alright.
to continue in this?
So
in
what was
this-
one of the things that helped you to like? What was one of the things that helped you to get to that point where you just woke up that day and say, you know what? No mas. That's it.
Nah.
No more of this shit for me.
Because I felt just like when I fell with pledging, I needed to take like steps to increase my responsibility of self, and I wasn't doing that with my health because, as I don't know if you recall, when we were eating, like we used to eat.
Oh god, yeah.
We used to eat like crazy together. We would smoke and just like pig out, and I'd get heart palpitations and shit.
Wow.
So like, you know, I took a conscious effort after I took my wisdom teeth out to stop smoking cigarettes, to stop eating the same way that I used to stop eating at the time that I would go. Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, like, my obesity is a result of boredom. When I would go home, I ain't nobody around, so fucking let's eat. You know, I remember I used to, when I was younger, have a sandwich, and after eating that sandwich, like feeling the sensation of the food going down my gullet, as it were, because that's the only way to call it at that moment. Because you're just like,
Right.
Yeah.
and just feeling, I just feel so good. Like I would like, Yeah, bro.
Animals have guts.
Yeah, because you're an animal at that moment, bro. Like when you eat a whole sandwich,
Right.
a whole fucking sandwich, and
that was
you
me with the French fries in the car on the way over here.
no, and you
Like, I
decide,
didn't need those fries.
and you decide that you're full,
Yeah.
and you go, yo, that sensation felt really good in my brain, so I'm gonna eat another one.
Right.
And you commence to like make yourself another one and eat it just the same way, and then afterwards go. That felt really fucking good.
Then there's that's basically addiction at work because it's part of the brain, and I forget if it's dopamine or serotonin.
No, it's
like,
dopamine.
Because humans are not biologically designed to have that much high sugar, high carb food.
Yeah,
when you get it, it's like, and you talked about your mind on porn video, and it talks about basically the same concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not necessarily anti-porn, but that video has a great point that when you're high stimulation, whether it's food, porn, alcohol,
Oh,
drugs,
anything, yeah.
even stuff like depression can activate that part of the brain. I don't know if depression is scientifically accurate, but it activates the part of your brain and makes you crave that more.
Oh, yeah.
And you make associations like this equals happiness. You know what I mean? Like you essentially become an addict. But like all things are willpower, and yes, there's help you can get. But at the end of the day, you have to understand, you are alone. You're the only one that can fight this battle for you, and you're the only one who can actually like fucking do something about it.
Yeah, it's very true because the key's in your hand. You just have to turn it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, that's the case, and it's these what do you call them? These justifications that we make with ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, they're definitely justifications. They're definitely fucking justifications. There's a lot of times where, like, I can agree with you guys, and like I say, like, there was a lot of times where I would eat shit that I didn't necessarily need to eat, but I just would eat it because, like,
out of sport.
Yeah, like, I was fucking bored, or I was just hungry, you know what I mean? Like, not even hungry, like, I would just sit there and be like, well, I might as well eat it now. Whatever.
Word. No, it
So
gets
then-
disgusting after a while.
Yeah, you start to justify it to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, with me, like the way I did it, I paced myself, man. Like every day, I was like, listen, I knew I needed to do cardio because I was bigger. Like 200 pounds doesn't sound like, but like I'm fucking short, man.
How
Like,
tall are you?
I'm like 5'7", 5'6".
No, that's pretty
Remember
fat.
Remember that time we all said we were 5'7" during the pilot?
And we're all like different sizes. Who knows how tall I really? Like I was going down the stairs, man. I'll never forget it. And I felt my tits jiggle, man.
Oh, that's the worst.
Bro. And then I was on my computer. I turned on my computer, and my computer has like that camera thing. And I had a shirt off, right? And it just looked like a sad old man. Right? And I was like, yo.
It's the worst.
You know, I was like, yo, I gotta change this.
because he had the titties.
Because I had tits, man. So like every day I was like, you know what? I did cardio for 45 minutes before I even started to lift. And I wouldn't even lift every day. Like, and nobody told me like what to do. Like, you know, I was just like fucking like reading shit. And then like, luckily, you know, my friend, whatever, who was also happened to be my coworker, he was also getting into fitness, and his brother happened to be a professional trainer.
Oh, cool.
And you know, but they were going like at 5 in the morning, and I was like, fuck, do I really want to go?
Yeah, it's also a thing.
And then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go at 5 in the morning. Why
yeah.
not? And then I made that decision, and then it was just decisions, like those little choices you make every day. That, like, yo,
it's a huge impact.
Yo, like the race is long, but at the end of the day, it's only against yourself. You know what I mean? Like, so
we should plug the social media.
social media, make your business #1. So follow us. Tell your mom, tell your dad, hide your kids, hide your wife, and you know, all this stuff. Oh, and follow me on Instagram, Rodimus the comic, and then you do the magic stuff where you put it Rodimus the comic, like Reading Rainbow. And Whiskey Business.
Yeah, guys, follow the Mike of Business podcast. Subscribe to it on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at Angel Gonzalez 0. Twitter, Angel E Gonzalez 0. What else? Yeah, those are all just basically the social media that I have.
Gary,
Oh, and Twitter, Big Daddy Rod. Follow me on Big Daddy Rod.
Gary, you got any?
And you can follow me at Pablo Random on Instagram, and you can check out
Mikey Business on YouTube and Twitter. I'm People's History. There's a show coming up.
We have a show at Dahlia's on April 24th.
Right? Fourth,
It'd be
baby.
really dope to see some of you YouTube subscribers on there. Come get us out there. That'd be great. Dahlia's, it's a $5 happy hour from 6 to 8. The $5 also gets you into the show. It's a really great place, so come check us out. Actually, the lineup. I'll tell you guys the lineup also. The lineup for Dahlias is Jeffrey Joseph, who's been on the Late Show. He's been on. He was actually in Scrooged, guys. We have a guy that was on the movie. That was in the movie Scrooged. The Bill Murray classic remake.
Oh, okay. I thought so. I was like, wait, which? Oh.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
And then we have Cypress Nieves, aka Madam Bullet. She's a great up and coming comedian who mainly does shows in casinos now.
Okay.
So she's like up and coming. And Christian Polanco, who also had a podcast, a very successful podcast. I think he still does actually. And he also does various shows around the city. So it's gonna be a very packed lineup. Oh, and of course the Whiskey Boys.
Whiskey
Come on,
Boys.
man.
The nastiest motherfuckers in the game. We're hilarious. We're hilarious.
I think it's because they don't shower. It's not so much.
No, I shower a lot.
Yo me baño.
Glistening wang, baby. Glistening.
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 And also coming up next week, I think we're gonna have Angelica Rivera, who's an activist out of Buffalo. We're gonna have Queen and Jay from the Tea with Queen and Jay podcast, which is a pretty damn cool podcast. Is coming up next week. What's the name of the comic that have Puerto Rican appetite in that?
Mike Saloon.
Barcelona, coming up soon, most likely.
Dr. Alberto.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just said that because I know him is coming to town. So, I mean, we can throw him on the Bible.
We'll snag him. We'll snag him up.
Doctor.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube. iTunes is coming soon. And we'll catch you next time.
When you say.